Hi, my name is Dr. Melissa Gratias. I want to help you be more organized and effective at work. Today I'd like to tell you the story of a client named Lori, a marketing manager who called me in to help her better manage the projects that her team was given. In the course of working with Lori, though, something very interesting was happening. Her boss was coming to the door every 30 to 45 minutes with a question or something to tell her, or just hello in general. It was near constant levels of interruption. Now, this was not like some jerk of a boss, some idiot who you really are annoyed with. It was a very well-intentioned person, very skilled, but just coming to her door very often and interrupting her work. And the interesting part was, this is one of those office setups to where the entire front wall of the office was glass. The door was glass. I mean, you walked by all the offices in this building and it was like fishbowls. All these executives and fishbowls. And it was a clear communication from the CEO, we have an open door policy. Well, yay, that's just an excuse for everyone to interrupt each other and for nobody to be organized. But that's another video. So Lori had an issue, not only with the project management tasks that I'd been called in to help her with, but also how to mitigate, not eliminate, but maybe just reduce the interruptions from her very well-intentioned boss. So first thing we discussed, number one, Lori, are you keeping boss man appropriately in the loop? He's coming and asking you lots of questions. Are you keeping him in the loop? She said, well, we meet monthly. Really? Doesn't he need to know things more often than that? So we talked through that. And we devised some really great ways where she could keep her boss in the loop on a more regular basis. Ones that were less disruptive than the got-a-minute door knocks that seem to be happening all the time. So number one, make sure you're keeping your boss appropriately in the loop. Number two, when boss or actually anyone comes to your door and says, hey, got a minute? The appropriate response is, give me 10 seconds. That is the appropriate response. Not, yes, come on in, make yourself at home, but give me 10 seconds. And in those 10 seconds, you make a note of where you were, whatever you were in the middle of. If you were reading something, you slap a post-it note on there. If you were on the computer reviewing a document, you highlight the text there. Make a note of where you were so that when the interruption is over, you can resume that task much more readily without going, you know, what in the world was I working on? So take 10 seconds to make a note of where you were whenever you get interrupted by your boss or anyone. Number three, and this took a little bit more discussion, but I encouraged Lori to keep a little journal of interruptions from boss man and basic content, what they were about, whether they were about a question or a particular project, so she could look for themes, okay? Because we want to make data-based decisions in the workplace, and the difference between whining about something and making a cogent business case about something, the difference between whining and business cases is data. So Lori needed some information, she needed some data, so she kind of kept a little checklist. She started a checklist of the things that her boss was coming to her door to discuss, and ended up able to have a very professional conversation with him where they set much more clear and mutually beneficial expectations for communication, and she was able to get him the information he needed, and he was able to stop interrupting himself so much by coming to her desk. So, do you see a little bit of yourself or your situation in Lori's story? Visit my website, www.melissagratias.com. That's MELISSAGRATIAS.com. Mention this video and you'll receive a free 45-minute assessment of your workplace productivity needs. Thanks for watching and have a productive day.